Cruise lines have a long list of prohibited items they do not allow on their ships. Many of those are your standard common sense things like firearms, drugs, knives, those type of things. Some are a little less known, like you can't bring steamers, irons, or surge protectors on board. These items can cause fire hazard for cruise ships, so they've been banned. There are other items listed that are just downright weird and make you kind of scratch your head. Remember, most rules are made because someone did it and then said, I didn't see that I couldn't anywhere, so now they have to write it down. I'm going to give you my list of top 12 items that cruise lines have banned from cruise ships. At number 12 is nunchucks and martial arts weapons like throwing stars. I guess even ninjas need a vacation every now and then. If you take a trip to go see Kung Fu Panda and want him to autograph some nunchucks for you, just know that they will be confiscated when you get back on the ship. If this is some of your plans, well, double check with your cruise line and make sure that they will give them back when you get to port. Otherwise, well, you did it for nothing. Here's a little bonus that goes along with weapons, so we'll call it 12.5, or maybe it should be 11.5. You know what I'm getting at. Pepper spray. If you're a female traveling solo on a cruise line or in port, you might feel a little vulnerable. After all, incidents do happen, even on cruise ships. If you're the sort of person that normally carries around a small vial of pepper spray for protection, you'll need to leave that at home. Despite pepper spray being non-lethal, it's not allowed on cruise ships. It can get into the air vents and circulate around the ship, affecting everyone it comes in contact with. Pepper spray is a great defensive tool, but not good at all for enclosed spaces. And number 11 is handcuffs. Sorry, honeymooners, or you kinky couples. Nearly all cruise lines ban restraints, including handcuffs. It's best just to leave them at home. You don't want to explain the fuzzy pink handcuffs to a security guard while standing in line with hundreds of people passing by trying to get onto the cruise ship. And number 10 banned items is fireworks. I'm not real sure what the thought process was here for the person doing this. Maybe they wanted to celebrate the new year with their own fireworks. I really have no clue. In general, cruise lines ban all explosives and flammable substances. There are a couple flammable items that are permitted though, like hairspray. At number 9 is baby monitors. We're not sure why anyone would need one of these, considering young children aren't allowed to have a cabin of their own. Either way, baby monitors are prohibited on some ships, likely because of their electrical components and the signals they emit in order to function. This could interfere with the electronics on the ship. At number 8 is paint. I'm guessing the person that caused this rule didn't like the room color and maybe wanted to spruce the place up a little. Whether you're wanting to repaint your room or bring some with you to paint a canvas in an exotic destination, paint is flammable, which poses a hazard under certain conditions. Plus, if it spills, it can cause damage to the ship, creating headaches, well, both figuratively and literally, thanks to the fumes and the crew that has to clean it up. At number 7, musical instruments and boomboxes. Just imagine trying to relax on a cruise while the people in the cabin next door are trying to learn the saxophone or the trumpet. In order to bring musical instruments on board, you have to have special permission. Typically, you have to be hired by the cruise line as a musician, or you have to have some sort of special event that you're attending. Number 6, ham radios. Okay, I understand the purpose of a ham radio, but why? For those of you that are not familiar with a ham radio, it's basically an amateur radio hobby that people use to communicate all over the world and even into space. They can use these radios without internet or cellular connection and stay connected basically wherever they are. These are banned because they can interfere with the ship's electronics and communication. Number 5, cruises are not pet friendly. No line will allow you to bring your furry friends with you. The only exception is for pre-approved service animals, for which special arrangements must be made to allow for feeding and relief accommodations. Fluffy may need a vacation too, but unfortunately you cannot bring him or her on a cruise ship with you. And number 4 is hookahs and water pipes. Sorry guys, you have to leave the hookah at home. If you need a fix, there are hookah bars at some of the cruise ports, depending on which destination you're going. You are still allowed to bring cigars, cigarettes, and vapes, but you have to smoke them in one of the ship's approved smoking areas. At number 3 is shoes with wheels. You know, those shoes that you see kids sliding around on in Walmart or parking lots. Although roller skates and inline skates are allowed for use in ports, most vessels will not allow you or your children to board with these sneakers such as Heelys that have retractable wheels in the heel level. You have to take these off. You can't put them in your suitcase and bring them on, or you just have to leave them at home, but you cannot wear them on the ship. Number 2, candles and incense. Passengers are not allowed to take any items that can produce an open flame onto a cruise ship due to fire concerns. Even if you have a great excuse, like when your partner uses the bathroom, it stinks so bad that the military wants to use it as a biological weapon, so you burn incense to keep others from jumping off the cruise ship. Even in that case, sorry, you still can't bring it on board. At number 1, and I would really like to hear the story behind this one, a catapult. Unless you're planning some sort of medieval naval battle, we don't quite see the need to bring something like a catapult on a cruise in the first place. You have to admire the passenger who decided to bring this piece of medieval weaponry on board Princess Cruises. There are numerous other items that cruise lines have banned over the years, but these I thought were a little uncommon and quite humorous. I hope that you found this video useful, and if you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you on the next adventure.